Shalom, everybody. It's the Wyco Nomad with Wyco Resiliency. And let's do our normal stuff here. We have to adjust this. Gotta get this just right as always. Gotta tuck the ear. You know how it is. There we go. Okay. Yeah, I'm a hot mess. But what are we drinking? Kofifi. Always drinking the Kofifi. Bring that back. Okay, some of you are new to the channel and you don't understand the whole with drinking coffee. So, it goes back to someone complaining about Pastor Joe Fox about slurping. Then it went to Bear Independent, Bear, slurping. I cannot slurp. I can't. I am unable to slurp. So, as a joke, as a tie-in to all that, I started the but it is a good cup of coffee, and as always, you know what I'm drinking. Blackout Coffee Company. This is a chocolate cherry. Yeah, this is their chocolate cherry. It's pretty good. I add honey to it. I always add honey to my coffee. But you're not here for the honey talk. Oh, I guess we're going to talk about the elephant in the room. We really are. And let me adjust that because that is the outside door. There we go, a little bit. So, yes, I got dual monitors here. Let's kind of close some of the stuff. I was busy doing things. So, there we go. Watching the Twitter feeds and all that stuff. So, elephant in the room. This was not my planned discussion today. I had a thing about mag cohesion. But, holy shit. They're just, elephant in the room. The attempted assassination of former President Trump. I have opinions. I've been reading all the shitstorm. One of my biggest things that really annoys me, and I don't know if it's annoyance, but it just really pissed me off. I can really give a shit less about red or blue bullshit. I really could care less. There was a spectator that was killed, and I believe 2 others were critically injured. Barely a word. I'm seeing people, oh, Trump the Messiah. Oh, an angel came down and guided the bullet away from. Okay. Trump's not the Messiah. Get over that shit. The great Trumpkin narrowly escaped. I mean, I think it was 2 rounds. One hit him in the chest, but he was starting to wear a bulletproof vest, underclothes, flak jacket, whatever. Not really overly concerned about that. The other one grazed his ear. I don't know. Kind of seems more like a .22 long rifle. Everyone's like, I have it. It was a 300 Win Mag. Yeah, okay, whatever. A 50 caliber. No, learn your ballistics. Possibly 5.56, 223. I don't know. It just seems, And then, of course, we have the other group of people. It was like wrestling. And when he was down, he took out a razor blade and he cut it kind of like the Iron Sheik versus Hulk Hogan so he could stand up and say, look, okay. Who hires somebody to shoot at them as something fake that causes an innocent person to be killed, essentially the assassination, to be murdered? The man was not killed. He was murdered by an assassin. I get it. We want to go with the PSYOP. This is, we want to go with this is Antifa. This is end stage empire, folks. Beyond the whole bullshit of the great Trumpkin, the president that poops himself, the dementia patient, the orange tyrant, whatever. We have 2 men in their 80s fighting each other who's basically going to see who's the fastest in pushing this empire into the ground. That's the point I'm at. I really am. This This is end stage empire, folks. And here's the thing. As preppers, as self-reliance people, where does that put us? You know, I hear people already screaming, you know, this is going to start the Civil War. No, it's not. Karen can still get a mocha choco latte, half soy, half fat, whatever the hell, from Starbucks. No Civil War, folks. The electrons are still flowing. Water is still flowing, except I don't have hot water. I am on day 2 of no hot water where I'm at. Not a happy freaking camper. Got to boil water to bathe. Because, oh, sorry, we can't get the part till... Cool. Put me up in a hotel. But that's my problem. It's no big deal. I can boil freaking water and shower, and that's no big deal. Not really I'm not a big fan of the ice cold shower. Not a big fan of it. If I have to, yeah, I will. I've done freezing lake or freezing river bathing long time ago. Not a fan. Not a fan. And we're going to stop right there. But as preppers, what does this tell us? I'm hearing the some of them already. Some of them already are starting with the whole, yes, I know what I'm doing. Sorry. They're starting with the whole, gotta get the ammo. We gotta buy more ammo. We gotta make sure we gotta buy more ammo. I gotta buy another gun. Okay. You can carry one rifle, one pistol. Maybe you have something extra in your vehicle. Okay. Slow down. If you have a rifle, if you have a handgun, if you have a sidearm, and you have ammo for that, hopefully you have enough ammo and not just like a box of 10. We'll throw out 500 rounds on each one. Yes, I know that's low. Those are rookie numbers. I get it. If you have those, cool. You don't have to panic buy guns. The assassins are not coming for you. Now, what do you need to be thinking about? Where are you located? Because most, honestly, rural America is not really going to be affected by any of this debauchery. I know I constantly bring up, get out of her, my people. Shit's going to start LA, New York, Denver, Miami, Chicago. Have a plan if you're going to stay there. If you're going to stay in these cities, you have to have a get-home bag, not a bug-out bag. We got to stop with the, I'm bugging out to nowhere. No, you're not. Stop with that. You have to have a get-home bag. What do you need in your get-home bag? Number one, you need a first aid kit, okay? Because if people are fighting, knifing, shooting, whatever, you have to have a first aid kit. You should have, honestly, minimum 2 TQs, 2 tourniquets. I would say, honestly, I'd go with 4. 1 is none, 2 is 1. 4 covers all of your limbs. Honestly, and stop buying. I had a video about buying basically, oh God, what's the word I'm looking for? Stop buying novelty shit. Oh, this cool new thing, it was on YouTube. Stop. SWAT T. Cat. Those 2. Stop trying to be innovative with, oh, well, this company said it's not tested. In a really, really dire situation, maybe a rats. I'm not a fan of them for a lot of reasons. Okay? TCCC, they do not recommend them. There's no such thing as TCCC compliant or authorized. There is recommended. Are rats tourniquets good for smaller children? Yes, because of the way that's designed. Even the orange SWAT T, okay? For small children. Have your medical kit. Have your TQs. I would, especially if you're in the big cities, I would have some sort of maybe eye wash if there's going to be gas, CS gas, stuff like that around. I would have something to wash your eyes out with. Maybe that could be in your first aid kit, unless you actually have a gas mask. Mira Safety. Sorry, tried to get them on as an affiliate, can't. But Mira Safety, still, they're great products. Mirror safety, gas mask, full face. If you want to do that, tuck it in your bag. Okay. You should have water. You should have at least some sort of protein bar, some sort of food source. This is just getting home. Have your primary, secondary, and tertiary routes home. Before you even go there, you should say, hey, I'm working this close to the Capitol today. So if something goes down at the Capitol, federal buildings, law enforcement, any government style, shit goes sideways, they usually start around those areas. What is the local climate for civil unrest? Has there been any perceived shootings? Trying to put this in a way that is not alarmist. Have the police used brutal force when they maybe shouldn't have, or maybe they should have? What indicators are we looking at? This is part of your area study. What indicators are we looking at for potential civil unrest? We had a presidential candidate, an attempted assassination. That could cause potential civil unrest. Haven't seen too many cities burning yet over it, but what if they did? Yeah, what if he was killed? What if he was murdered? What would things look like? Okay. How are you going to get away? How long will it take you to get away? Do you have someone in the area between your place and the civil unrest that, hey, I can store a few things here? Yeah, no problem, buddy. Do you have a comms plan for this? Cell phones. Do you have a Garmin InReach? Ham radio, handheld, mobile. If you're stuck in a situation, you got to abandon your vehicle. You're not bringing your mobile with you. That's in your vehicle. Got to have a handheld. Do you have, do your people actually monitor the channel? Oh, hey, I happen to know that Billy, Bob, and Susan went down to the 16th Street Mall. Oh, wow, something happened at the 16th Street Mall. Does everybody in your mag, in your tribe, do they pop on the radio bands and start listening to the frequencies? If you have multiple frequencies, do you have one person monitoring one frequency, another person monitoring the other, and another person monitoring another frequency? How connected is your tribe? Maybe they can't. Maybe cell phones get jammed for some reason. Whatever. Okay. Woulda, shoulda, coulda. We can play this game. We have to have plans for contingencies. During 9/11, there was no cell phone service because they got flooded with calls. So, what is your plan to get out of civil unrest? Because the empire's falling. The empire's collapsing. I'm sorry. I used to, is it collapsing tomorrow? No, it's a slow burn. And that's why a lot of people aren't noticing this. It's a very slow burn. But if you look to history and you see what happened to Rome and all the other civilizations, we always use Rome because Rome was the big one. It was the largest empire, and I think it was also the longest running empire in the world. To the point where I believe, if I remember correctly, my Roman history is a little off, that they actually had two, like this was the first empire, and then there's kind of split, and then the other empire, but it was also, there's the 250-year empires. Empires only last about 250 years. At that rate, we're, depending on where you count the start of America, we're either past due or fast approaching. I look at history. I look at the shit show that's going on. And I'm like, yep, the empire's falling. It's the end. No, it's not the end of the world. And I think that's one of the big things too, that people see the collapse of this empire and they think it's end times prophecy. No, not even close. And I don't want to even get into whole, the biblical points of end time prophecies. Because if we are there, John owes us a huge apology. He really does. Really, really does. So, what's going to appear after the collapse? Because, see, we always talk about the collapse. We always talk about the end of the world. But we forget that that's the starting point. Where's the end point? We're trying to survive between A and C. We're trying to survive B. My goal to survive B is to be far enough away from the big cities that basically it's like, yep, that's a shitstorm. I got to tend to my chickens. I got to tend to my garden. I got to tend, Yah willing, my sheep. Yeah, we're not going to talk. I don't know if I really want to talk about that. Really a big disheartening thing with the property. Legal shit fell through, so my property and getting out of here actually not Yah's plan. So I have to go with that. It's his plan, not my plan. But we move forward. But how do you survive B? How do you survive B? You have to produce. You have to produce food. Plain and simple. You cannot be a consumer of it. If you're only a consumer, what about your water? How are you going to do electrons? Do you really need electrons? Yes and no. We've gone without electricity a lot longer than we've had electricity in the world. Okay, keep that in mind. Is it convenient? Oh, hell yeah. Very convenient. I'm in cybersecurity and, I'm in tech. Let's just put it that way, tech. Between OSINT, cybersecurity, and basically cloud engineering. Yes, my home is a smart home. I can tell things to turn the lights on. Cool. If that gets turned off, cool. I really did try to change the name of Siri to NSA. So instead of saying, hey Siri, I go, hey NSA. It didn't work. I thought that'd be kind of funny, but I digress. But what I want y'all to think about is, how are you going to produce and how are you going to stay out of it? Your Call of Duty fantasies, your end of the world fantasies, come on guys, you got to stop. You got to focus. You got to focus up. I remember those days. Yeah, I'm going to, no, I'm not. At 53 years old, no, not going to happen. You bring the fight to my house, we got a whole different story. Am I going to go looking for it? No. But you all have different plans. I don't know what those plans are going to be. We're getting close to the 20-minute mark, so I'm going to stop it right there. I've been rambling a lot about this, but you got to keep your eyes on the news. You got to watch the X feed. You got to pay attention to what's going on Shitter. Personally, I think you get a lot better information off of Shitter than you do anything else. Or it's X. X gonna give it to you. Oh, sorry. We got to listen to X. Listen to some guys that are like, follow Antifa. Follow BLM. Really? Why not? If they're going to have a gathering, you get information. You know where it is. I would never follow them. I don't believe in them. Okay, cool. They follow you. It would be nice to know if there was going to be a Antifa rally. So, but with that, let's bring it to an end. You all know how to support the show? Blackout Coffee Company. The link is in the description. You need a medical kit. Seriously, you need medical. Okay? You need to patch. Little Susie, little Annie, Becky. It's Becky. It's always Becky. Becky fell off her bike. She was trying to surf. She fell. She skinned her knee. Got to have a boo-boo kit. Out there working the chainsaw. You weren't paying attention. Got to have a medical kit. You slipped in the kitchen chopping onions. You put a big gash in your finger. Got to use a medical kit. Refuge Medical, the best first aid kits in the world. I'm going to say it. They're in the world. Best medical kits in the world. Bar none. Also, Grindstone Ministries and Caleb House. Guys, y'all did a fantastic job. They met their goal and they went beyond their goal. This is magnificent. Praise the Father on that one. Fantastic. Caleb House. If the Spirit moves you, you know what to do. Spirit moves you, let it rain. Let it rain money. Grindstone Ministries. If you want to volunteer and help those after tornadoes, hurricanes, floods, disasters, get a hold of Grindstone Ministries. Get on their mailing list. Be part of the hands and feet. Jay's case. There are shortages in medical. Seriously, there's shortages in medical. And I'm going to do a standalone Jay's case video here fairly soon, maybe next weekend. Medical, Jay's case. Use the link, but instead of YCO 10, put Ready 20. Use my link in the description and use Ready 20. That will get you $20 off this summer. I know you need medical stuff. You need the antibiotics. You got to get rid of the biotics. You do. You got to get antibiotics because the biotics will get you. More people died of infection during the Civil War than actual combat. Get your antibiotics. What about your regular meds? Oh, that just reminded me. I forgot to pick up a prescription. Whoops. Yeah. You gotta get your prescriptions. Make sure you have a year's supply. Jay's case can help you with that. All right, everybody. As always, the YCO Nomad. Watch your six. Especially now, really, seriously. Watch your six. Shalom, peace and love. I'm out. Almost 25 minutes. We'll see you next week. Okay? We'll get something going for next week. Hopefully the one that I was planning on doing. Okay? I'm out.